brand new batteries, all 25 darts.
We've seen a lot of this before.
So there's a nice 45. Oh yeah, look at those darts.
These are not a game changer.
Let me tell you if this thing is worth 50 United States dollars. Hello everyone, my name is Brett, and sometimes I wear a beret, and happy 50th anniversary to Hasbro. It's been a long time since their very first product back in 1969, the Parker Brothers official Nerf ball, the world's first indoor ball. It does it all. We've come a long way since Nerf's first official product. Where are we now? Oh boy, today we're looking at the thing that changes the game. This changes everything. The farthest flying darts, the brand new Nerf Ultra One. Ta-da! It's gold now. It's new. There's been a lot going around about this blaster, and if you're a Nerf enthusiast and you were paying attention to the internet at the end of September, boy oh boy, did this come out of nowhere and take the conversations by storm. Let's see what it's all about. Let's look at the new ammo. Let me tell you if this thing is worth 50 United States dollars. Fires up to 120 feet. Oh, what's that little asterisk? Range varies? Yeah, that's kind of smart. Farthest flying Nerf dart ever. I have not altered this packaging at all. The dart was put in backwards. The farthest flying Nerf dart ever, but it has to be backwards, guys. Let's see if those darts are actually decent, durable, useful, accurate. I present to you the Nerf Ultra One. Okay, it can't sit up. I'll be honest, I do like the gold Ultra logo. I think it's pretty. But this is unfortunately the best and worst example for Hasbro. Why can't you do the other side? Because if it was just white, I could see that working fine, because like, oh, okay, now you don't need to paint it because it matches this, and it's still got the, logo that's a separate piece. But by doing the other side as gold, it looks so dumb, or at least it looks like you just really skimped out. And the worst one, of course, is that the one is on one side. I get it now, but it's not on this side. So my hand can fit in here just fine, but if you're noticing that there doesn't look to be much more room, you are exactly right. And I know there are going to be people complaining about this handle. It is very cramped. Even for me, I noticed the shortcomings of it. 4 C batteries are installed right here, but I noticed that if you are holding this one-handed, then it does droop forward still, and it rides up on my finger right in this groove where the trigger is. I don't like that, so I guess I really do need to use 2 hands. The grip right here is fine, but it does, when I'm holding it, the most comfortable way for me to do that makes my hand catch this cylinder, which does rotate on its own if you want to, and you can reload really easily, so I like that, but I'm stopping that from rotating by having my arm resting on it. All right, here they are. Oh yes, my favorite one. I do have a favorite Ultra Dart, guys. You might think that's silly, but I'm gonna save that one right there. This is the Ultra Dart. My initial reaction, if I still have it, I'm gonna post it right now.
Freaking darts. They're so hard. Why are these darts so hard? They're so small too. Look at these small darts. 1, 2, 3. What the fudge? Hasbro, why?
Maybe they're not that small, but if I bring out an Elite style dart, this one has a men gun head, but not important, you can see that they are almost the same length as a Nerf dart, but they are just a bit shorter, especially when you say that the knock or notch in the back is what actually gives it some additional length. So without that, it's much shorter. And it is, in fact, just a little bit thicker than in diameter than, a standard Nerf dart, which means that this is, in fact, in between a standard Nerf style dart and a Mega dart. Is this the same size as a vintage Mega? Oh my gosh, I forgot to bring that out. I will grab that in a minute. Well, we can do this. Oh yes. But obviously vintage Megas are, just a little bit longer. I mean, it's pretty dense. But I was like, oh shoot, it's so slippery. You can see the shimmer on it. It's so slippery. Why is it so slippery? Standard, like, Nerf dart, good grip. It's foam. You know, I can hold on to that. All right, why is this my favorite Ultra dart? Oh, because this dart, would you look at that head? Do you see how that's attached? Look at that flashing around. What happened here? It's very bizarre, and I'm going to assume this is an outlier because it literally is the only dart in this bunch. It has arrow fin technology in the back. Okay, and this little notch, which if you don't use an Ultra dart, it will not work in this blaster. So if you don't have them fully seated, it probably will not fire. That said, if it's not fully seated, you know, this badly, it ain't going through the blaster. So they kind of have to be fully inserted for this thing to work. It does feed them in really easily, so that's nice. Yay. And the storage stock in the back is pretty simple and holds them in, you know, really well. There's two tactical rails, one there, one there. This one's white, that one's salmon. Okay, next thing. This jam door feels like the cheapest piece on the blaster. It's really, here it is again, slippery. When you do need to open it, there is no lip on the back for you to flip up with, say, your thumb or your finger, like you might find on a standard Strife. You have to pinch the sides and then open it. I don't know why this feels just so cheap compared to the rest of the plastic on the blaster. Stock pieces right here are really nice. Got some texture to them, a little bit on the handle too, a couple different materials there. I like that stuff. Don't like this stuff. Here are the instructions. You care about that. I mean, it just shows how to assemble the cylinder when you first get it, and that's about it. Clear darts. Nothing real special in this one. You'll make a fine addition to my wall. Granted, this blaster is for ages 8 and up. When some people are thinking that this is competing in a certain market, it may not be. Rival is advertised for 14 and up. So that's one thing. And the reason that they make range claims of 120 feet versus like 100 FPS, because I don't think they have any like FPS claims on the box with these darts. Let's do some more testing with this. Let go. Okay, we are outdoors now, and here is our testing range. And here are our testing blasters. This is what I want to compare the Ultra One to. I'm starting with the Ultra One itself, all 25 darts included. Here we have a stock Nerf incisor. It's painted a little bit, but is stock performance using tried and true AccuStrike technology. These are genuine AccuStrike darts. Following up with the Mega Mastodon, stock battery voltage, I'm pretty sure, hopefully it's not less, and all of the Mega AccuStrike darts we could find, so it's probably around like 18, but still a good sample size. The Razor Beast.
Oh yes, because it is chambered in Ultra One ammo.
So we're gonna shoot this one because we can.
Because we can.
I'm gonna also test out the Dart Zone Pro Mark 1 because it also exists. So we have a tape measure on the ground. We have laid out, and when I say we, I mean Chelo just did this. I have my phone mounted right up here at, what is that, 89 feet? I may move it back just a little bit because at 100 feet, we have our first target. And then back there at 120 feet, we have our second target. Here is the Ultra One, brand new batteries, all 25 darts. I will stagger some of these to get maximum rev and then try some higher rate of fire after those. I'm gonna speed it up a little. And we're out. We're gonna ignore the ones that hit the tree because I saw a couple hit the low hanging branches as expected. Here is a huge grouping of them though. I am willing to say that that is a pretty consistent grouping. 61, 65 feet.
Nope.
Consistent? Yes. 120 feet? I'll give them half of that. Next up is the Incisor. AccuStrike darts. All right, speeding out. And we're out. Would you look at that? Here's the Ultra grouping. Here's the AccuStrike grouping at around 55 feet. average. So 10 feet further?
World ending. World changing.
I can't believe it. This is ridiculous. This.
I'm switching my entire arsenal.
Okay, and here's the Mastodon. Right, I have to slow down. I forgot this one's full auto. All right, let it loose. Oh, no. Yeah, let it loose.
Might be a little low.
Maybe, but let's see how it did anyways. Yeah, a little bit behind the AccuStrike darts, more centered at 50 feet.
The one definitely good thing that we discovered is that Ultra ammo is the exact same size as old Mega. Which means if you have some Mega Blasters that don't have post, like the belt-fed ones, it will fire them. Sometimes.
50% reliability?
Give or take. I imagine that's more the state of the belt.
Hey. 24 feet.
I wouldn't put the spread down to the ammo. That was definitely the nature of that blaster.
Just a little bit.
The crank.
Okay, last one. Dart Zone Pro Mark 1. Going full length first, and then half length. This is the metal barrel with the included darts. My phone actually will record some of this. Oh, that's right. I don't remember if I'm aiming at something in particular.
The target.
I guess. So I feel like I can hit the 120. I'll aim for the 100. Hey! Last shot.
Round's complete.
All right, and here's the adapter, half darts. I did hit the target once though, so let's go see where they landed. Still going.
There's the hole that hit.
Here's a full length. Here are, oh wow. Oh wow. The full lengths were going this far?
Yep.
What?
Yep.
No wonder I wasn't actually. So some of them I aimed just straight downrange, and then I started curving a little bit to the left to try and hit the target.
We got a grouping of half darts right here at the 120.
And a little more variation from that full
Couple
length there.
over.
Oh, what? Oh my gosh.
We're here at 130 at this point.
Whoa. All right, we have shifted our targets from where we measured before just to the left. So now we are grand open sky. That's the 100-foot mark. That's the 120. Phone is facing the other direction now to see if we can actually see anything. Starting line moved to the right, and our glorious Captain Xavier is going to fire the glorious Nerf Ultra One. And I also loaded up the incisor again, because I want to see what that looks like on a heavy angle too. Fire at will. So that is a nice 45. Oh yeah, look at those darts against the background. Just whoosh.
I think that one may still be in the tree.
And you are done. This should surprise no one, but at a 45-degree angle, they went a lot further. There's a bit of a grouping right here, and then with additional revving right here. And here again is our 100-foot mark. 90?
Yeah.
No-
90.
Okay, so with the extreme ones being 95.
75.
And 75 for the quicker rate of fire. If they had said it went 100 feet, they've got something for that. But they didn't say that. They said 120. All right, and next the incisor, just to compare this to something and see what else a blaster can do at 45-degree angle. Stock, mind you. Just AccuStrikes. Interesting enough, I mean,
65 feet.
definitely still well in line. Some of these further ones for the Ultra seem to veer off a little compared to the grouping I see here with AccuStrike. So we see a little bit of a crossover right here, but again, that was like the furthest AccuStrike dart and then the lesser revving for an Ultra dart. We have one final test. We will get this Ultra dart to fly 120 feet. And we will do it with
A single Titan. All right, here we go.
whoop.
Let's go find out.
I think that passed 100. Here's one.
Oh,
105. Oh my gosh.
120.
Exactly.
Woo! All you got to do is single a Titan.
Now we'll do an official chronograph test. So here is the Ultra One. I will wait about 5 seconds in between each shot, and then I'll do some more rapid fire succession. And we're empty. And just for curiosity's sake, let's chronograph that incisor as well. Same one we used for testing on the field earlier. Interesting.
$153. It's not bad. Alright, let's see what we can get with this. $130.
All right, we've had a full day of testing the Ultra One. We've put it downrange, we've put it through the chronograph. I gave you my initial look at it, and here it is. And I'm here with Captain Xavier because we did use most of his shop and his outdoor woods to get some of those ranges. Thank you. And he is looking at me weird as per usual. We did find some fun stuff with these darts though, because they are in fact the same outer diameter as vintage Megas.
Which makes me so happy.
They're also in his colors. We couldn't get these 120-foot claims with this blaster. We got them with some other stuff.
You got it that far when you had it in the blaster and you ran 120 feet with it.
This is also true. I don't know why Hasbro thought they needed to say 120 other than to just kind of up their previous, oh, this hits 100 feet, like a Centurion or maybe some other Mega-style blasters. Rival claims 100 feet per second. Obviously, it wasn't going to do that flat, but I was curious what it would do flat, and that was in the mid-60s. I'm not going to recommend someone go out and pick up this blaster because the major thing about the Ultra One is it's so meh.
Yeah.
There's just so little interesting in this blaster. I'm so disinterested I'm wearing a beanie and not a beret right now.
This blaster does not deserve a beret.
We've seen a lot of this before, and my favorite thing actually was testing the incisor with AccuStrike. I'm sorry. I'm so used to saying fake.
There was nothing fake about those. Those were official.
This barely performed better than that. Yes, there was a performance increase. They may be the furthest flying darts ever, assuming that the Mega darts don't fly further when you're using, the inaccurate standard Megas.
Old Mega blasters you would have to modify because most of them did have a post, and these are not hollow. There are some old ones that didn't have posts. Some of it would fire, sometimes it wouldn't. They obviously aren't the best option, but they're better than nothing. Mm-hmm. So I will give it that. They're light, They're brittle.
We didn't break a single one today just by fire.
And we didn't lose any of them.
We didn't lose any because we were really careful not to lose any, though.
The one in the tree got blown back out of the tree. The concept of having a new ammo type in it of itself doesn't bother me, because Rival was a new ammo type, Mega was a new ammo type, Vortex was a new ammo type.
They do that every now and then.
Every once in a while it actually genuinely changes the game. Rival was truly a game changer just because of the sheer capacity that we're capable of with those. These are not a game changer. If they'd fired 120 feet flat, yeah, that'd have been a game changer. Because that would outrange a Caliburn on a good day.
What did fire 120 feet flat today? Oh yeah, the Darts
on Pro.
Mark 1.
Yeah,
that was pretty impressive.
That hit. Well, no, it did not hit 130.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it did hit 130.
The only way we were able to get any kind of decent range was by putting it through a single air blaster, and even then, it wasn't accurate.
Nerf doesn't sell those right now.
I mean, I'm glad I ordered some. I want some of the ammo because it's in my colors, and there's things that aesthetically I think it's neat, but functionally it just doesn't have the functionality that they're claiming. We've seen that they will break if you push them too far. How likely are they likely to get pushed that far in regular use? Less likely, but I mean, we saw, Coop pushed it till it snapped. What happens if you compress it? Will it crumble?
Right. And a snap dart is very different than just like a chunk of an edge taken off. Whereas, a standard Nerf dart, you do that, it might still function just fine in certain blasters. But obviously this one, if you do, that's unusable.
Yeah.
Especially if this is the only blaster that fires it right now. This needs to be perfectly intact to actually function in this blaster.
Is this dart worth 50 cents? No.
Right now, no.
No.
When Rival first came out too, they're probably pretty expensive when you had the Apollo and the Zeus. Were those worth it? Do those stand up? Well, they've kept making Apollo reskins.
Over and over
because
and over again.
They can.
They can.
They've never made another Zeus reskin because they kept upping it, and now we have the Perseus, which is fantastic. Because we've played against those last weekend, and they were very
fabulous.
Very awesome. So maybe this will come somewhere in like 4 years.
The Centurion was meh. The Magnus was actually pretty cool.
A little bit better. Yeah.
Mega then wasn't game-changing because it didn't provide you with anything that darts didn't, except less capacity because they were so much bigger. These are still bigger than regular darts, so you're going to have less capacity. They're not backwards compatible with any of the modern stuff. Yes, they're backwards compatible with the old stuff, but there's no magazine fed. There's some old clip fed stuff. It'll be interesting to see, will they come out with something magazine fed? Will they come out with something that's supposed to be particularly long range? Because maybe they're making that claim based on a blaster that hasn't been released yet.
Great.
I want some of the ammo. Just so I can carry around handfuls of it.
How is it when you pick up handfuls of that ammo?
It's not good.
It's not good?
Yeah.
That's weird.
It's kind of weird.
It's kind of weird. That's very bizarre. I keep complaining about that, and now...
Yeah, that was one of his chief complaints, was that because they're so smooth and because they're kind of awkwardly shaped and weirdly weighted, trying to hold a handful, they do just kind of fall out of your hand. And at first we gave him grief. He's like, how is that your chief complaint? And then later we're going, yeah, holding handfuls of these is kind of awkward.
If something that you're so used to, scavenging darts, which is so great for Nerf, if that changes, what the heck? It's not surprising to see Nerf charge $50 for this blaster and the darts. All the flagship blasters that came out this year are pretty pricey. What else came out? $50 this year. The Revoltinator. The Titan's $100. I guess I'm not surprised that it's $50. I'm just saying that that's still not going to entice me. I'd rather wait for it to go on sale, but I also don't think it's worth your time if you are just a classic Nerf enthusiast who's especially bought literally anything else this year or had literally any other interest in keeping with your ammo.
A mod perspective, if you just really liked this particular form factor, the problem is that while rechambering the cylinders to be the right size for regular sized darts, they're the wrong length. They're too short, which means you'd either have to modify all of your darts to be shorter, or you'd have to do some serious shell cutting, which might actually then end up hitting the flywheel cage.
Modders are gonna mod, but at some point, is it worth it? The Titan, you can pick that up and have a field day with it and do a bunch of stuff. I'm sure you have had zero thoughts of anything like that ever.
No, certainly not.
No.
Minigun? What? Who? Where?
But this is just not the platform probably for you. Unless you really want to, I can't stop you from buying it.
I do like the general aesthetic of it because I do like that angular design.
Even if it does present its problems at the same time.
I was expecting the handle to be much less comfortable but it wasn't too bad. There is the issue of the points down here can dig in, but only if you have big monkey hands like I do.
We also touched on the
jam door.
jam door too. What stops it from opening all the way
Are the
these
iron
little
sights prevent you from being able to open the jam door enough to actually be able to reach in and do anything. Of course, you could just grind those off, but then you wouldn't be able to hit anything because you have no sights. And this thing is
That's
precise.
how that works. It is very precise.
Is it the worst blaster ever made? It just, judged by itself, no. It performed equal to an incisor. But that's kind of the problem. If you're going to try to shift the paradigm of the hobby to a completely new ammo type, there needs to be a good, valid reason. This needs to be a huge improvement over what existed, and it isn't. It's more or less equal, but then also has downsides of the brittleness of the ammo, the cost of the ammo.
Yep. If you buy a 20-pack right now, you can't refill this entire cylinder too.
The refill packs are 20. This thing takes 25.
It's kind of a weird one, but even when Rival came out, the refill packs were more than what was included for a single blaster.
Yeah.
A magazine was either 7 or 12 rounds, and the refill packs were 25.
It's like the hot dog and the bun problem, but they fixed that, and now they sell hot dogs in 8s and the buns in 8s. Come on, Hasbro.
A lot of the comments about this blaster came about just how sudden it was released, all the marketing, because the marketing is what really pushed this thing. And if this had just kind of been released as a new blaster, as a new ammo type, I really don't think we would be kind of all so curious or, for some people's cases, angry about it.
There were a lot of people who were very angry about the fact that they're introducing a new ammo and it's not compatible, and they're trying to, prevent us from being able to use off-market stuff. And while I don't doubt that there probably is at least some of that involved, a lot of the other comments were, well, this is going to be horrible and this is going to be horrible. Like, how do you know? You haven't actually seen it in action, or you haven't actually held one. And now I can say, vast majority of those things were entirely true.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thanks again to J-Lo for including all of his stuff for this testing and sharing his thoughts. Look forward to when he picks one up and then does all...
I'm just getting the ammo.
And then
it's in my colors,
and
which
then
is
you
very
can ask
important.
him if it can take a K26. You're so welcome.
I'm gonna cut you.
Yeah, okay, let's end it there. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and we'll see you later. Nope, not accurate enough. Nope, not accurate enough. Hey. Nope, don't, stop it. No, don't. Oh. Oh, no.
Captain.
Oh gosh! Surprisingly effective.